In practice, many of you probably trained in some of my classes before, but it's worth review. I look at the 3 pillars of Aikido as being, number 1, position. Establishing position is primary. Number 2 is kazushi, or taking your balance. And number 3 is doing the appropriate response or the technique. That Aikido is not as easy as 1, 2, 3, but those 1, 2, 3 ideas will help you develop a construct for how Aikido should be done. So you want position, balance, technique. Position, balance, technique. Begin correctly, end correctly. Now your opening movement. If you nail your opening movement, probability of success in your outcome is greatly enhanced. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. Remember this. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you can't do it slow, you can't do it fast. What am I referring to? It's just trying to do something more quickly than you have the ability to correctly perform. Now, you can do that, and as I told the group outside, I've done it for many years, right? I've made all those mistakes and errors. So I'm trying to shorten the learning curve for you guys, okay? The less you have to unlearn and relearn, the better off you are. I always say Aikido is an interesting thing to practice because you have to learn how to practice Aikido. You just don't come in and do it. It probably takes until you make Shodan to learn how to practice. Because you have to assimilate its principles. And you can only do that through sincere training and working with high quality people and instructors, which we are all doing. It's wonderful to be here, to practice with you all, to see you all. It's been like a long 3 years, whatever it was. It was too long. So it's wonderful to see everyone. But these things, these concepts, should help you learn quickly, more effectively, and without any injury. Remember, I don't allow injury in my classes. I always say I'll kill you if you get injured. Now, practice safely. Fortunately, there's a lot of people. Be aware that mats have a mind of their own, as you can see. So just be careful. Okay? So I'm going to work on some entering and matching movements first. So, or making a clear distinction between omote and ura. You have to understand, it's very basic exercise with you. So, omote, power is here. I leave it here. I shift like I was doing in the Joe exercise outside. What am I doing? Changing the center line. That's what's imperative in a combat situation. You have to get out of harm's way. You want to take positional advantage. You have to establish it right from the get-go. So that's the omote. The ura is here. And for exercise, I come around here and modify it and stretch. Okay, ura, Demko. Now, this is up. You both can. Please stretch almost there to arrive. So I can be an effective spotter for my partner. And I caution you, everyone in here is different. Different ages, different background, different conditions, be cognizant of your partner. One thing in Aikido, we look after each other, or we should. So don't take anyone beyond your natural means. Don't baby them and not let them do anything, but by the same token, be sure that what you're doing is they're capable of responding to without injury. Does that make sense? So be considerate of your opponent. Remember, Dosho said, Aikido begins and ends with courtesy. That's why we bow. Okay. Very important. We have to hold each other in very high regard. We're allowing someone to, use our body in a sense. So please be careful with it. So on this particular movement here, so if I do the ura, I come around and match, I come up here. Now, when I'm going to do the stretch, I come out here and I step right here. This way, because I'm stable here. If I stand like this, I'm really not stable here. If I want to do that, I'll go into the Shihan and throw him. But for the stretch, I'm here because he's relying on me that he doesn't have to go for back surgery because I'm holding him up here, okay? So be sure, get that one part, and that's an easy one to miss because we're so used to doing the other all the time. So please try and incorporate that for a few minutes yet, okay? So, leave the back foot where it is. The right leg, I'm going to go at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to move the right hand, the right leg at the same time. We're going to do this strike, and then turn, and throw. You never go back in on this move. So, before we go into the lines, you might find this a little bit complicated when you try it. So I want to remediate it before we get started. So here, you heard in Aikido all your life, what do? You take out the slack. That's what we're doing. So from here, I'm way back here. Now, once I engage this roll, this step back, you see I have positional advantage. And then I just simply turn here and throw. So what I want you to do is this opening move. 1, 2, 3. If we can't do that, we can't do the throw safely, okay? So I want you to, we're going to spend maybe 5 minutes just on that opening. Remember I said the opening is the most important. Now the opening. All right, good partners.